Denver Broncos, mile high view. No commercials, no bullshit. I had somebody comment, and I'm going to kick it off with that, saying that, don't you know that sports talk radio is basically fake news, like the fakest of the fake news? And yeah, and they need to fill in airtime. Yeah, and I've discussed that. I've discussed that ad nauseum. I get that. But they also continued that, well, by you having this, it's just more fake news. And I'm like, no. What I'm doing is countering all the bullshit that's on sports talk radio when it involves the Denver Broncos. And then they continued and said that this is the off season. Of course they're using, they're coming up with bullshit because they don't have anything to talk about. And there's some truth to that, yes. But there's also a lot of bullshit that needs to be countered. And that's why I'm doing this, to counter the bullshit. Now, if this Joe Flacco, if there hasn't been enough bullshit shoveled out at us with this Joe Flacco hiring, it's off season, I don't know what is. Because I got people, trying to regurgitate what sports talk radio has brainwashed them with. Well, Joe Flacco wasn't the problem. It was Baltimore that basically was the problem. Well, if the offense was a problem and it wasn't Joe Flacco, what it would be the normal course of action that most teams take when they have such a good quarterback, but the cast and characters around them are no good? Do they get rid of the quarterback? No, they don't get rid of the quarterback. They get rid of all the other guys and try to surround them. It's when the quarterback's the problem they get rid of the quarterback. So I just want to bring this up. I'm here countering the bullshit. Now, if you listen to what's being said nationally, scouts, so-called experts, okay, they're pretty much in agreement with what I've been saying. The very first thing that comes to their mouth when they say, when these experts are talking about this Joe Flacco move, was offensive line. First thing out of their mouth. And who has been, shouting at the rooftops? The Broncos, the Sports Talk Radio, the Mile High Report, and fans who think that the offensive line isn't a problem, they're 11th best, are delusional. And everybody, even the Sports Talk Radio talking heads, can't get around the fact that has been their biggest Achilles heel. And a horrible offensive line is an Achilles heel to any quarterback. I don't care who it is. Okay? So they also agree that with me when, and it's not, I'm not like alone. I'm just saying that I'm in a group of people that are trying to explain to the Denver Bronco fan base what it is we're dealing with here. You have a quarterback who has a high percentage at the long ball. That's the upside. The problem is he, those plays take time to develop. He's slow, and he's fragile, and he gets injured. And you have $18 million invested in this that could have went somewhere else. I'm not the only one who says that either. They're all in agreement with that too. So the system has to be, it should be a quick release. That's what I would, if it was me building a team, it would be a quick release. 9 Super Bowl appearances say that's the model. That's what I'm basing it off of. It seems to be the model of success. The go vertical. It seems like Elway's going Al Davis on us. Oh, yeah, he's got the big arm. That's a very small percentage of a playbook. The majority of a quarterback's work is short to mid-range passes, and Joe Flacco is not very accurate at that. And actually, Case Keenum was the more active quarterback in that arena, and also the much more mobile. And this isn't. I'm not trying to make this a Case Keenum case. I'm just trying to explain why that would have been a better choice than Flacco. in moving this system forward. And the idea of not drafting Locke, too, this is also brought up in the comments section, is complete horse crap. He's not that good of a quarterback. Don't buy into sports talk radio hype. Stop it. I'm here to tell you, stop it. I'm the counter to that. He is not that good. Okay? He's in Alabama, he got exposed. Nobody wants to talk about that, and I'll tell you what else nobody wants to talk about. When the sports talk radio has a scout on, an NFL scout, or an analyst on, I've been monitoring it. They don't dare ask the 64 million question that I posed. They don't ask him, well, they say, well, how did, what they do ask is, well, knowing what he did in Baltimore, how can that help the Broncos? But they don't ask is, why did Baltimore fire him? They don't ask the experts, why was it he got fired? Why did he get let go? And none of the experts are saying that that the team was the problem and not him. They're not being asked that question, but they have been saying that he is not very good at short to the middle of the road, short to middle range passing quarterback. He's not that good, and that's a huge problem. That is a major problem because the majority of the playbook in the passing game is there. So I'm going to make a video. The next video that I make is going to be, since the Broncos are stuck with this guy, and they're stuck with a guy who can throw the deep ball, but he's just not that good with all the rest of the playbook, what they're going to do, I guess they're going to have to cross their fingers on all the short to middle stuff, that he's going to be accurate. And I guess that, they're going to have to cross their fingers that they can hold a defense long enough for him to actually throw the ball. Those plays take longer to develop. If he's holding on to the ball, then, he's just going to get sacked. He's going to get injured. And here's the other thing, too. I've noticed Elway wants to run these complicated plays that take time to develop. Why, I don't know. That was seeming to be the case going back to Trevor Siemian, and then with the play calling that was involved with Case Keenum. It just seemed that they had plays that just took too long to develop. I didn't see it so much as a quarterback problem. I saw it as an offensive line that can't even facilitate the playbook, number one. And two, these were they weren't getting rid of the ball quick enough. They were plays not designed to get rid of the ball quick enough, especially when they had a crap offensive line. So I just don't have confidence at all with this whole experiment with Flacco. All we've seen is one quarterback, including Peyton Manning, going right towards the end of his career. It's just like, get the tombstone ready now for Flacco. We're going to bury him next. And I do think that this is going to be the ultimate nail in John Elway's coffin when it's all said and done.